Welcome to our deep dive,
Oh.
into the January 31st issue of the AI Trends and Insights for Business newsletter.
Great to be here.
Yeah, so this newsletter, it's really like a cheat sheet, I think, for small businesses and professionals to kind of keep up with what's going on in the AI world.
Absolutely.
It's got, those actionable insights, practical tips, latest trends, and the best part is that it's totally free to subscribe to.
You can't beat that.
Yeah. So, if you find this interesting, maybe think about signing up after this.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's just dive right in.
Okay.
One of the big things that this issue highlights is this shift from generative AI to what they're calling cognitive AI.
Yeah.
And it sounds futuristic and all that.
Right.
But what does it actually mean for the average business owner out there?
Yeah. So generative AI, we've been hearing a lot about that, and it's been great for creating content,
Mhm.
whether it's text, images, music, video, all of that.
Right.
But cognitive AI is taking it a step further. So think of it as like you have AI that can not only analyze your sales data, let's say,
Okay.
but it can also suggest specific marketing strategies based on that data.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like having an AI business consultant on your team.
Okay, so that's way more than just, writing a blog post with AI or something like that.
Exactly.
So it's using data as an active force
Yeah.
to make decisions.
Precisely.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Now, another thing this issue brought up was something called DeepSeek,
Hmm.
and it's being talked about as a new security threat.
Yeah.
Can you unpack that a little for us?
Sure.
What is that, and why is it such a big deal?
So DeepSeek, it's an AI platform developed in China, and it's causing some concern because they're openly saying that they are harvesting data for the Chinese government.
Huh.
So it's really relevant to businesses because it raises these questions about data security and, the potential misuse of sensitive information. Just imagine what would happen if like your customer data or your, proprietary business strategies fell into the wrong hands.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole TikTok controversy,
Exactly.
but maybe with even higher stakes.
Yeah, it highlights just the growing importance of data security and, making sure you understand where your data is going and who has access to it.
Yeah, that's a sobering thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's move on to something a little more positive.
Okay.
The newsletter also talks about how businesses can create a competitive advantage with AI.
Right.
And it emphasizes that it's more than just buying, the latest shiny new AI tool.
Absolutely.
So what is it about then?
It's about finding AI's sweet spot within your organization.
Okay.
So where can AI truly make a difference, whether that's your operations, your customer service, your product development?
Right.
What are the specific challenges that you're facing that AI can actually help you solve?
Mm.
These are the kind of questions businesses need to be asking before they just jump on, any AI bandwagon.
Yeah. So it's really about strategy, not just tech.
Exactly.
Okay. I like that. Now, one thing that always comes up with AI is its impact on jobs.
Of course.
Right? Are the robots coming for our jobs?
Right.
What do you think about that?
It's a valid concern, but, the newsletter, and I think a lot of experts agree that AI should really be seen as a tool to complement human skills, not replace them entirely.
Right.
It's about, freeing us up from these tedious tasks, giving us access to, insights that maybe we wouldn't have seen otherwise,
Yeah.
and ultimately allowing us to, focus on more creative and strategic work.
So it's less about, AI taking over and more about AI taking over like the boring stuff.
Yeah,
So we can focus on the more interesting stuff.
exactly.
Okay. I like that the newsletter even had this anecdote from a speaker who did a global roadshow talking about AI. And, what was the most common response they got?
Relief.
Really?
Yeah, people were actually excited about the potential of AI to handle all the mundane tasks that they hated doing.
Wow. That's a refreshing perspective.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of making work easier, the newsletter also dives into AI co-pilots and AI agents.
Yes.
Can you break those down for us a little bit? What are those all about?
Sure. So think of it this way. You're working on a project and you've got this super smart AI partner right there with you, feeding you real-time information,
Okay.
anticipating your needs, and even suggesting solutions before you even know you need them.
Wow.
That's the essence of an AI co-pilot or AI agent,
So it's like having a superpowered personal assistant, but like it lives inside your computer?
pretty much.
Yeah.
They're designed to help you make faster, more informed decisions and just become more efficient in everything you do. The newsletter even mentions some McKinsey research that suggests that, a lot of people are actually in roles that aren't the best fit for them.
Interesting.
And they think AI could actually help by analyzing skills and suggesting maybe better fits within the organization.
Oh, wow.
So not replacing people, but helping them find where they truly thrive.
Yeah. That's fascinating. So it's almost like AI playing matchmaker for careers.
Exactly. It's about optimizing human potential, not replacing it.
I like that. Okay. Now let's talk about a topic that always sparks debate. AI and creativity.
Sure.
Right? Is AI a threat to human creativity, or can it actually, boost our creative potential?
It's a great question. And, I think what the newsletter suggests is that AI is actually democratizing creativity.
Right.
It's giving anyone, even small businesses with limited budgets, access to tools that were once, reserved for big studios and agencies.
Right.
Take marketing videos, for example.
Okay.
You used to need a whole team and tons of expensive equipment to create something half decent.
Right.
Now with AI-powered tools, even a solopreneur can produce a professional-looking video in a matter of hours.
That's pretty amazing. But is it really creative if it's generated by a machine?
Right.
Where's the human touch in all that?
That's the big question, isn't it? And there's no easy answer. What's clear is that AI is changing the creative landscape, giving us new tools, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Right.
But it's up to us, the humans, to use these tools responsibly and ethically.
So it's about finding that balance between AI assistance and human expression.
Exactly. It's a partnership, not a replacement.
Okay. Now let's get down to like brass tacks here.
Uh-huh.
The newsletter also talks about mastering AI prompts for small businesses.
Yeah.
Particularly for tools like ChatGPT.
Right.
So what are some prompts that would be particularly useful for, busy entrepreneurs?
Oh, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
But, I'll give you a couple of examples.
Okay.
Let's say you're struggling to come up with content for your weekly newsletter.
Right.
You could tell ChatGPT something like, imagine you're a content curator for my business.
Okay.
Find 5 engaging articles related to, your industry.
Yeah.
That would be relevant to my target audience.
Yeah.
Or if you're feeling overwhelmed with tasks, you could ask it to create a prioritized to-do list for me based on my current projects and deadlines and factor in time for meetings and breaks.
It's like having a virtual assistant who just understands your business inside and out.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about some AI statistics that jumped out at me from the newsletter.
Okay.
It seems like AI is already making a big splash in the small business world,
Absolutely.
both good and bad.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you saw there?
Well, over 91% of small businesses that are using AI say they've seen revenue growth.
Really?
And almost 80% said AI's helped them avoid raising prices, even with all the inflation we've seen.
That's incredible. So AI is helping small businesses not only grow, but also stay competitive in this tough economic climate.
Exactly.
But there are challenges too, right?
Oh, for sure. 37% of businesses say their biggest obstacle to adopting AI is they just lack expertise. And then 41% are still trying to figure out what their overall AI strategy should be.
Okay, so while there's excitement about AI, there's also this knowledge gap that needs to be bridged.
Absolutely.
Now, there was this really interesting announcement in the newsletter about a project called Stargate.
Yes.
What is that all about?
So Stargate, it is a massive project with a $500 billion price tag.
Wow.
The goal is to build new AI infrastructure for OpenAI right here in the United States over the next 4 years.
Wow.
They want to secure American leadership in AI, create jobs, and hopefully benefit the entire world with the advancements they make.
$500 billion. That's almost an unimaginable sum of money.
It is.
So who are the big players behind this?
So it's a consortium led by SoftBank and OpenAI,
Right.
with SoftBank handling the finances and OpenAI running the operations.
Okay.
But it also includes other major players like Oracle, MGX, ARM, Microsoft, and NVIDIA.
Wow. Talk about an all-star team. So they're clearly betting big on the future of AI. Now, speaking of big bets, remember Apple's attempt at an AI-powered news app?
Oh, yeah. How did that go?
Well, it seems like it didn't go so well.
No, not so much.
What happened there?
Well, they had to pull the plug on their AI news feature after it started generating completely fabricated stories and twisting real headlines into bizarre fiction.
Seriously, what kind of fake news was it creating?
One particularly strange example was a story about tennis star Rafael Nadal that claimed that he had come out as gay And the AI even used the BBC logo, so it looked really legitimate.
Wow.
And then in another case, it prematurely announced this teenage darts player, Luke Littler, as the PDC World Championship winner before he'd even played in the final match.
Yikes. That's pretty embarrassing for Apple.
It is. It just shows that even, the tech giants are still figuring out the nuances of AI.
Yeah. It really underscores the need for, rigorous testing and oversight.
Absolutely. It's a good reminder that AI is still a work in progress, and, we need to be cautious and critical as we continue to develop and deploy these technologies.
Yeah, I completely agree. We're just scratching the surface of what's possible. And speaking of exciting possibilities, the rise of AI agents is generating a lot of buzz these days.
For sure.
What's all the hype about? What are they, and why are people so excited about them?
So AI agents, they really represent a significant leap forward from, the AI models that we're already familiar with.
Okay.
They're like, highly skilled digital assistants that can operate independently, making decisions and taking actions to achieve specific goals. It's a whole new level of AI sophistication.
It sounds incredibly powerful, and the newsletter even quotes some industry giants.
Yeah.
Like Mark Benioff from Salesforce.
Yeah.
And Satya Nadella from Microsoft, and they're predicting this massive wave of AI agent adoption.
Yeah. Benioff even envisions 1 billion AI agents being deployed within a year.
Wow.
He calls it the next big transformation.
Okay.
And Nadella believes that every organization will soon have a network of these AI agents ranging from, simple prompt and response systems to fully autonomous entities.
Those are some pretty bold predictions. So what exactly distinguishes AI agents from, AI models that we're already using, like chatbots?
Right.
What makes them so unique?
The key difference is really their level of autonomy and sophistication.
Okay.
So traditional AI models like chatbots, they're designed to respond to, individual prompts.
Right.
They're reactive.
Okay.
AI agents, on the other hand, are proactive.
Okay.
They can handle these complex multi-step tasks, learn from their experiences, and adapt to changing circumstances.
So it's like the difference between having a personal assistant who only follows like specific instructions
Right.
versus one who can like anticipate your needs and take initiative.
Exactly. Let me give you a couple examples to kind of illustrate their capabilities.
Okay.
So imagine a financial AI agent that not only gathers and analyzes your financial data,
Okay.
but also automatically pays your bills, invests your money, and even negotiates better rates with your service providers. Or picture an AI agent that manages your entire social media presence, creating and scheduling posts, engaging with followers, and even responding to comments and messages.
Those are some pretty impressive use cases.
Yeah.
It sounds like AI agents have the potential to like revolutionize the way we work and live.
They absolutely do. And the pace of innovation in this field is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
We're seeing new AI agent platforms and applications emerge almost daily.
That's incredible. Now, before we move on to part 2 of our deep dive, I wanted to revisit Google's NotebookLM,
Okay.
which has gotten some pretty impressive updates. Can you remind us what NotebookLM is and what's new?
Yeah, so NotebookLM, it's like a supercharged research assistant that lives inside your computer.
Okay.
You can upload all your important documents, whether it's PDFs, Google Docs, web pages,
Okay.
and have it synthesize the information, generate concise summaries, and even answer your questions in a way that's grounded in your specific content.
I remember hearing about it when it first launched. So what are the key updates that they've rolled out?
So they've completely redesigned the interface to make it more intuitive and user-friendly.
Okay.
They've also added interactive audio capabilities, which means you can now have a conversation with your notes.
Wow.
It's like having, like a podcast-style discussion about your own research.
Interesting.
And they've introduced a premium subscription plan called NotebookLM Plus that offers, even more advanced features and functionality.
Wow, those sound like some major improvements.
Yeah.
The audio overview feature sounds especially intriguing.
Yeah.
I can imagine that being incredibly helpful for, busy professionals who are always on the go.
It's a game changer for anyone who struggles to find time for, traditional reading and research.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about a concept that's gaining a lot of traction these days, collaborative intelligence.
Yes.
What does that mean, and why is it so important in the workplace?
So collaborative intelligence is really the idea of humans and AI working together. each leveraging their unique strengths to achieve a common goal. It's about recognizing that AI is not here to replace us,
Yeah.
but to augment our abilities and help us reach, new heights of productivity and innovation.
I love that perspective.
Yeah.
It's a much more positive and empowering way to think about, the relationship between humans and AI.
It is, and there's a great quote from Harvard Business Review that sums it up perfectly.
Sure.
They say the biggest performance improvements come when humans and smart machines work together, enhancing each other's strengths.
That's a powerful statement.
Yeah.
So how can we as individuals and organizations, you know, foster collaborative intelligence in the workplace?
Well, it starts with a shift in mindset.
Okay.
We need to move away from, this fear-based narrative of AI replacing humans
Right.
and embrace the idea of AI as a valuable partner.
Okay.
We need to invest in training and development programs that equip employees with the skills they need to work effectively alongside AI systems.
Yeah.
And we need to create a culture of experimentation and innovation where humans and AI can collaborate freely to solve problems and generate new ideas.
That's a great roadmap for success in the age of AI.
It is.
And speaking of success in the age of AI, let's dive into a specific feature that's got people talking on pass. ChatGPT's new scheduled tasks feature.
Oh, yeah.
What's the scoop on that?
This is a game changer.
Okay.
So ChatGPT has rolled out a feature that allows users to automatically run pre-scheduled prompts at specific times. This means you can set up these recurring tasks and get notifications or responses from ChatGPT even if you're not actively using the platform.
Okay, that sounds like a huge boost for productivity.
It is.
Can you give us some concrete examples of how this could be used?
Sure. So imagine you're a busy entrepreneur who wants to start each day with a curated list of relevant industry news.
Right?
You could set up a scheduled task that prompts ChatGPT to gather and summarize 5 key news articles related to your industry and send them to me every morning at 7 a.m.
Okay.
Or if you're trying to build better work habits, you could schedule a task that reminds you to take a break every hour or prompts you to reflect on your accomplishments at the end of each day.
Those are great examples.
Yeah.
It's like having a virtual assistant who just knows exactly what you need and when you need it.
Exactly. And this is just the beginning.
Right.
As AI continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovative features and applications that will transform the way we work and live.
Well, that brings us to the end of part 1 of our deep dive, but don't worry, we're just getting started.
Lots more to come.
Be sure to tune in for part 2, where we'll continue to explore this fascinating world of AI and its impact on businesses, creativity, and the future of work. We'll be here. We'll also delve deeper into NotebookLM and its incredible potential for small businesses.
Absolutely.
And of course, we'll have more exciting insights on the AI trends and insights for business newsletter.
Can't wait.
All right, so we'll see you in part 2.
Sounds good. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of AI.
We're picking up where we left off with the January 31st issue of the AI Trends and Insights for Business newsletter. And remember, it's completely free to subscribe. You're getting all these incredible insights without spending a dime.
It's a treasure trove of information for sure.
Before we went to part 2, we were talking about Google's NotebookLM and its impressive updates.
Yeah.
The newsletter even dedicates its AI app, Spotlight, to NotebookLM.
Right.
What makes it so valuable for small businesses, in your opinion?
It's like having a research assistant, a note taker, and a brainstorming partner all rolled into one window. Imagine uploading all your important documents, research reports, articles, even web pages.
Okay.
And NotebookLM can synthesize that information and create summaries tailored to your specific needs.
Okay, that's already pretty impressive. But what really caught my eye was this audio overviews feature.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
Oh, it's brilliant. It basically transforms those written summaries into audio, like a mini podcast. You can listen to the key takeaways from, a whole stack of documents while you're on the go.
Oh, wow.
It's like having information on tap wherever you are.
So you can be learning about market trends while you're at the gym or catching up on industry news during your commute. That's incredible.
Exactly. It's learning reimagined for the, modern, busy professional. And it's not just about summaries.
Okay.
NotebookLM also has this interactive Q&A feature where you can literally ask questions about your documents and get specific answers.
So if I'm reading a financial report and there's something I don't understand, I can just ask NotebookLM to explain it to me.
Precisely. It's like having a subject matter expert on call 24/7.
Okay, this is starting to sound like the ultimate productivity tool.
It really is.
And the newsletter mentions that it can even spark new ideas with its content-based creativity feature.
Right. So let's say you're working on a marketing campaign.
Okay.
You feed all your research, your customer data, your past campaign materials into NotebookLM.
Yeah.
And then you ask it to generate ideas based on that information. It could help you find untapped opportunities, refine your messaging, or even come up with a completely new angle you hadn't considered.
Wow, so it's like having an AI brainstorming partner,
Yeah, exactly.
and that's something any small business could benefit from.
For sure, it's about leveraging AI to work smarter, not harder, which, by the way, brings us back to that bigger theme of collaborative intelligence.
You're right, we talked about how important it is for humans and AI to work together, each playing to their strengths. The newsletter actually quotes Harvard Business Review, saying that the biggest performance improvements come when humans and smart machines work together.
They do?
But how do we make that happen in the real world? It sounds kind of abstract.
Yeah. Well, it starts with a shift in mindset.
Okay.
We need to move away from this fear of AI taking over our jobs
Yeah.
and start seeing it as a powerful tool that can enhance our capabilities. Think of it as a partnership, not a replacement.
So it's about changing the narrative.
Exactly. And then it's about, investing in training and developing the skills we need to work effectively alongside AI.
Okay.
Think critically, solve problems, creatively collaborate effectively. Those are the skills that will be even more valuable in an AI-driven world.
It's about adapting and evolving alongside the technology.
Precisely. And the newsletter ends on a rather thought-provoking note, asking if every organization will soon have a network of AI agents, how will that change the way we work and live?
That's a big question. Any thoughts on that?
Well,
It's both exciting and a bit scary, right?
imagine a world where all the routine, mundane tasks are seamlessly handled by AI agents, freeing up humans to focus on more strategic, creative, and fulfilling work.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine businesses operating with unprecedented efficiency driven by insights and recommendations generated by intelligent agents working behind the scenes. It's a world of possibilities.
It sounds incredibly efficient,
It does.
but also makes you wonder about the potential downsides.
Of course, with any powerful technology, there are potential risks and challenges. We need to be mindful of ethical considerations, data privacy, and, the possibility of job displacement.
Right.
It's our responsibility to ensure that AI is developed and deployed responsibly and that it ultimately benefits humanity.
That's a really important point. We can't just blindly embrace AI without considering the potential consequences. Now let's circle back to AI and creativity for a moment. Sure. We talked about the exciting possibilities AI tools offer, but the newsletter also raises a really important question. Is AI stealing creativity or unlocking its potential?
It's a complex issue, and there are valid arguments on both sides.
Yeah.
On the one hand, AI is undeniably making it easier for anyone to create high-quality content, regardless of their, artistic skills or technical expertise.
Right.
This is a powerful, democratizing force that can empower more people to express themselves creatively.
That's a positive way to look at it. But what about the potential downsides? Are we at risk of losing something essential about human creativity if we become too reliant on AI tools?
It's a legitimate concern.
Mhm.
There's a risk that we could become overly dependent on AI tools, leading to a homogenization of creative output or a devaluation of human artistic skills.
Hmm.
But I believe the most likely scenario is one of collaboration and co-creation.
I've-
AI can provide us with new tools, inspiration, and possibilities.
Yeah.
But it's ultimately up to us, the humans, to guide the creative process and infuse our work with our unique perspectives and experiences.
So it's about finding that sweet spot where AI enhances our creativity without overshadowing it.
Exactly. It's a dance, not a takeover.
Well said. And as we continue to explore the possibilities of AI, it's essential to remember that human creativity remains the driving force behind innovation and progress.
Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. We can't let the machines take over completely now in the final part of our deep dive.
Right.
We'll explore some additional insights from the newsletter, including a look at how the U.S. Copyright Office is grappling with the challenges of AI-generated content.
Okay.
And a reminder about that amazing resource for those who want to become truly AI proficient.
Sounds good.
So stay tuned, folks. There's still much to uncover.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the January 31st issue of the AI Trends and Insights for Business newsletter.
It's been a fascinating journey through the world of AI.
Yeah, it really has. We've covered so much ground, cognitive AI, AI agents, the impact on jobs and creativity, even those practical tips for using tools like ChatGPT and NotebookLM. But before we wrap up, there are a couple more things I want to touch on from the newsletter.
Okay.
The newsletter highlights the U.S. Copyright Office's recent guidelines on AI-generated works.
Yes.
And it sounds like this is a pretty big deal.
It is. It's a landmark development that provides some much-needed clarity in a really gray area.
Yeah.
The bottom line is AI outputs on their own can't be copyrighted. Human authorship is still key.
So even if I use AI to create, an amazing piece of music or write a best-selling novel, I can't claim copyright over it.
That's essentially what the Copyright Office is saying. Simply feeding prompts into an AI system doesn't qualify as authorship in the legal sense.
Yeah.
Copyright protection is for works that originate from human creativity.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about situations where AI is used as part of a collaborative creative process?
Right.
How do the guidelines address that?
So the report acknowledges that works created with both human and AI input can be copyrighted, but only for the parts created by a human. So if you use AI to generate a melody, but then you add your own lyrics and arrangement, you could potentially copyright the lyrics and arrangement, but not the original melody created by the AI.
That's a crucial distinction for artists and creators who are incorporating AI into their work.
These guidelines are really important for protecting the rights of human creators while recognizing, how AI is changing the creative landscape.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, the newsletter has this cautionary tale about Apple's AI-generated news feature, which seems like a good reminder that AI isn't perfect.
Ah, yes, the Apple Intelligence mishap. It just shows that even tech giants can stumble when it comes to AI. Apple had to shut down its AI news feature because it was spitting out fake stories and twisting real news into fiction.
Yeah, I remember reading about that. Some of the examples were pretty wild.
They were. Those incidents highlight the importance of thorough testing, careful oversight, and a healthy dose of skepticism when dealing with, AI-generated content. AI is a powerful tool, but it's not infallible.
It's a good reminder that we need to be thoughtful and responsible as we integrate AI into our lives and our work.
Absolutely. AI has incredible potential, but we need to use it wisely.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into the January 31st issue of the AI Trends and Insights for Business newsletter.
It has been a pleasure exploring these trends and insights with you.
Before we sign off, I want to encourage everyone listening to subscribe to this fantastic newsletter.
Yes.
It's completely free and it's packed with valuable information to help you stay ahead of the AI curve. You can find a link in the show notes.
And for those who are ready to really level up their AI skills, check out Learning Academy AI's AI Skills Membership Program.
Great point.
They've got live training expert interviews and a whole community of AI professionals to support you on your journey. Visit their website at www.learningacademy.ai to see what they're all about and to check out their latest membership specials.
That's a great resource for anyone who wants to become truly AI proficient. And with that, it's time to say goodbye. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep innovating.